In this video, I'm going to walk you through the review questions for test number 2. Test number 2 actually covers lessons 5 through 9. And there are several formulas that you're going to need in order to work the problems on test 2. And so I've created a list of those. And so you may want to print this list or at least write them down for yourself. It's 2 slides. Slide 2 and slide 3. And so the first question says, find the midpoint between the ordered pair -311 and 4, -7. And so to do that, we're going to use the formula for the midpoint. And we basically are going to add the x's together. And I'm going to label this. This is x1. Y1 because that's the first ordered pair. This is X2, Y2 because that's the second ordered pair. So to find the midpoint, we use the formula X1 plus X2 all divided by 2, and then Y1 plus Y2 divided by 2. So using the formula, we're basically going to plug and chug. So I would have -3 plus 4 divided by 2, and then 11 plus -7 divided by 2. And so if I perform those calculations, -3 plus 4 is 1 over 2. 11 plus -7 would be 4 over 2. And finally, if I simplify that, I have 1/2, comma, 2. So the midpoint would be the ordered pair 1/2, 2. Number 2 says, find the equation of the line that goes through the points. And if you'll remember, we learned that the two things we need in order to write the equation of a line are the slope and a point. Well, we definitely have a point, but we do not have the slope, but I have enough information to calculate the slope. Again, we have two ordered pairs, x1, y1, x2, y2. Using my slope formula, which is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, I'm going to substitute into that formula, and I have -7 minus 9 over 3 minus 5, which gives me -16 divided by -2, which is ultimately +8. So I'm going to use that slope and one of the points, and I'm going to use the point 5, 9. It doesn't matter which one I use, and plug into point slope, which is y equals m times x minus x1 plus y1. So I'm going to substitute what I know into that equation. So I have y equals 8 times x minus 5 plus 9. And it doesn't explicitly say that it needs to be written in slope-intercept form, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to distribute the 8. Y equals 8x minus 40 plus 9. If you simplify that by combining like terms, ultimately you have y equals 8x minus 31. And that would be the equation of the line that passes through the point 5, 9, and 3, -7. Number 3 says, find the equation of the horizontal line that passes through the point 10, -4. Now here again, you may think, well, I need the slope and a point. Well, we have a point, and you may think, well, I don't have enough information to write the equation. But you do, because they tell you it's a horizontal line. And for a horizontal line, the slope is actually undefined. Okay? And so you can't really calculate with that. So you just have to remember the formula for a horizontal line. And the formula for a horizontal line is y equals y1. So my equation here is y equals -4. There's not a whole lot of calculations there. If you'll write down that formula for a horizontal line, it'll help you out when you go to take the test. Number 4 says find the value of y that satisfies the following system of equations. One caution I would give you here is make sure you answer the question that is asked. They want you to find the value of y. Okay. I have a system. I don't have a coefficient of 1 on any of the variables. It doesn't indicate which method to use, so I'm going to use the addition method. I know I have 5 and 3 on the x's, and again, it doesn't matter which one I eliminate. So I'm going to multiply the top one by 3 and the bottom one by -5 to eliminate or get rid of the x's. So that gives me 15x minus 9y equals 12, and -15x plus 25y equals 50. And now I'm ready to add those two equations together. 15x minus 15x is 0. -9 plus 25 would be 16y equals 12 plus 50 would be 62. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 62, or 16, excuse me. Oh, my 6 went away, didn't it? All right. So I have 62 divided by 16. So y equals, if we simplify that, we get 31 over 8. As a decimal, you would have 31 divided by 8, which would be 3.875. I don't know how they want it, whether they want the fraction or the decimal, so just be aware of those two things. Let's see if we can get one more. Number 5 says find the distance between the 2 points. Guys, that's a formula. Hopefully you wrote it down. Again, we have 2 points. Label them x1, y1, x2, y2. The distance formula is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So again, basically I'm going to plug and chug into that formula. So I have the square root of 12 minus -2 squared plus -5 minus 11 squared. That gives me the square root of 14 squared plus -16 squared, which is the square root of 196 plus -16 squared is 256. So plus 256. We add those two together. 256 plus 196 is 452. And then we may want to try to simplify that radical. That is 4 times 113, or 2 on the square root of 113. I believe 113 is prime. Okay, so your answer is 2 on the square root of 113.